Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a guide for you on how to get almost all of the hidden Dark Ops challenges in Black Ops 4 Blackout mode. So if you're unfamiliar with what the Dark Ops challenges are, they are hidden, unknown, unnamed challenges that you don't get until you just kind of do them. There's no progress meter, no build-up, and Treyarch never tells you what they are exactly. When you do get them, you get beautiful, beautiful calling cards that are really rare. I think they're fun to equip on my character, and you also get a fair bit of bonus experience in multiplayer or merits here in Blackout. So we're going to be starting off with one of the harder ones today, which is called Fist Fighter, and in order to do this, you have to get a melee kill with your fists, which is incredibly difficult, and it took me about 15 games to do. A lot of different strategies to go about it. This one is the one that worked best for me, is just meleeing a guy after I've shot him a little bit to weaken him, because your fists don't deal very much damage in this mode, and they don't deal any extra damage for shooting somebody from behind. Of note, and it is a very important distinction, the challenge cannot be completed with regular melee gun kills. If I were to shoot somebody with this Mozu pistol and then just melee them with the pistol or something, that absolutely would not count. I'm showing a little bit of extra gameplay of this game because I don't know what, after like 15 games of trying, I just lost my mind and meleeed a whole bunch of other people. Obviously, the Brawler perk helps a lot because it gives you 50 health every time you melee, and the melee deals more damage. Having Dead Silence or Mobility or Skulker so you can sneak up on them is great. But in general, I recommend either just finding a guy with no gun and pinning him in a corner and beating him down, or doing kind of what I'm doing here and shooting people and then weakening them and meleeing. The shoot, weaken, and then go in for the melee has just by far worked the best for me. It makes this challenge a lot easier, and what I would recommend for all of you to do as well. The second Dark Ops challenge we're going to be taking a look at today is Red Light, Green Light, which I initially thought would be a driving challenge, but it actually refers to the red and green flashing lights on the buoys that spawn on either side of the cargo docks. And this one's pretty easy to do, though there is a bit of randomness to it. All you have to do is land at the cargo docks, splash in the water next to one of the buoys, and pick up the secret supply stash that's just sitting there at the bottom of the ocean. It's pretty nice because the supply stash usually gives you really nice stuff. I got a Glial trauma kit, level 3 armor. I'm doing pretty good here. However, it doesn't spawn every single time. There are some times that they won't spawn. You can get one on the buoy to the left of the ship or to the right of the ship. Now, and I also want to be clear that I've landed here a lot of times, and I've only ever found them on the left of the ship. I've never found them on the right-hand side of the ship. So sometimes you'll land here and neither will be here, and you just kind of waste your time in the game, and that's rough. So it might take a few tries, but overall shouldn't be that hard. It's one of the easier ones to get. I also just, once I learned this, I land here pretty frequently just to take the loot because it's pretty nice. The next challenge is truly a skill-based challenge, and it's called Baller. You get it by landing a basket or scoring a basket here at estates in the basketball goal. The best way to do this is to land and kill all the people at the estate like I'm doing now, because otherwise you'll probably get shot in the back a long time before you ever get a chance to shoot a basket. You'll need to clear it out, come down to the court and find a basketball. A lot of times people steal the basketballs, so there usually are 1 or 2 extra in the little locker room. I recommend walking up to the 3-point line or maybe just a little bit further back and just start shooting baskets. Unfortunately, it takes a very long time because the ball physics aren't amazing. A little bit of trial and error here. Maybe I'm just not born to play basketball, but eventually you'll land one and you'll know that you've got it because it falls through the net very, very slowly. It's very obvious that it went through the rim and fell through the net. And you can't be like you're 5 years old. You can't throw it up through the bottom of the net and make it count. You really have to do it. But other than clearing out estates and taking a little bit of time, it's a very straightforward challenge. The next challenge is called Open the Blast Doors, and in my opinion, it is by far the easiest one to get. All you have to do is land at the fracking tower between the 2 small silos and hit the switch that opens up the blast doors just like it did in Radiation for Black Ops 1. This, I believe, is more of a learning challenge, and the neat thing about it is that very few people come down underneath the blast doors. It's one way in, one way out with a ladder and a door on the other side, and there's almost always a supply stash with really good stuff. So you can come down here, get loot, looted and get geared up to go and just go murder some people. That's the whole challenge. You get your points in your calling card. It's very easy. It was so easy, in fact, that in the same game, I managed to go get the next challenge, which is called Practice Makes Perfect. That one takes place at the firing range, and you have to shoot some of the targets on the north side of the firing range to activate it, and it has to be a perfect bullseye. So to get a good visual representation of this, the best way to do it is go to the far north side of the firing range, sniper rifle preferred, get at the 90 meter range, and make sure you land bullseyes, which are on the red center part of the targets. Super easy to do with a sniper since there's not much drop, and you can spam pretty hard with rifles and get it, though it is the firing range, so you're likely to get shot in the back and die. It might take 1 or 2 games, not the hardest challenge on the planet. We're going to follow that one up with another easy challenge, which is called Zombie Jams. This one you have to turn on an unmarked switch inside of the zombie's diner from transit. You walk over to the jukebox once you're in the diner and hit the switch to turn on the music. I can't play the music, but it plays an Avenged Sevenfold song. Everybody can hear it. Your teammates can hear it. The enemies can hear it. I don't know if the zombies can hear it or not. I don't know if their brains process music, but that's it. You just walk up to the jukebox, hit the switch, and as soon as you hear Avenged Sevenfold playing, you are good to go. And I don't believe it's labeled, so it's a little out of the way and a little hard to find. However, the next challenge I found to be by far the most difficult. This one I found to be incredibly frustrating. It's called Back in the Ground, and you get this one by killing 100 zombies, which I'm going to have just some gameplay of me killing zombies while I talk about it and why it's so difficult. You have to put 100 of them back in the ground, which is like, okay, well that's easy. I've probably killed like 40 or 50 of those things already. However, you probably haven't. Zombies don't spawn in big waves, really. I mean, even if you clear out a whole wave of zombies, that might be like 8, 9 zombies, something like that. So you would need to clear 10 to 15 waves in order to guarantee that you've got 100. Thankfully, this all doesn't have to be in the same game. It can be across multiple games, and it definitely took me multiple games to get it. If it were the same game, it would be hopeless, because there's other issues concerning zombies and their spawns. Zombies don't always spawn at the zombie-themed locations. They're only available there when the mystery box is there, and when you kill enough of them, they disappear, you pick up the mystery box goodies, and you have to wait for them to come back. It's good if you have the area cleared out, and you kill them and you get the mystery boxes and you kind of farm them over and over again, but it can be frustrating because zombies areas are always very hot drops with a lot of players nearby. They're always ready to scavenge somebody, cleaning out the zombies. People fight over the boxes. And in general, it just takes a ton of games because sometimes you'll just land and the box will never come, or the blue zone will come in and zombies don't spawn in the blue and the boxes won't spawn in the blue, so you've just wasted your time. Probably the biggest issue, though, is scavenging. You just can't stay here all game shooting zombies because you attract so much attention to yourself that eventually somebody's going to want to come steal your box and they're just going to shoot you in the back and kill you, and that's going to be the end of your day. So you will almost certainly have to do this over about 10 or 15 games, because when you're doing this, you're going to get shot in the back. Again, super frustrating. And you will inevitably get shot in the back yet again, probably by somebody that has a ray gun or some super cool zombies weapon. And it's just a repetitive, boring process. I really hated getting this challenge, but after like 10 games, it was finally done. If you followed these steps, you have now unlocked 7 of the 10 hidden Dark Ops challenges, which gave you a lot of really cool new calling cards, emblems, whatever you want to call them, a lot of extra merits, and a sense of accomplishment. Unfortunately, we don't currently know what the last 2 Blackout Dark Ops challenges are. Nobody does, as far as I'm aware. I assume that means that they are either bugged, or incredibly rare, or incredibly difficult to do, though I do believe the community will figure them out eventually. I do want to give a shout out in this video to Tabor Hill and to Random Chevios. I didn't learn all of these on my own because they're kind of impossible, so I had to refer to Tabor and Random Chevios to kind of help me out, and my video is largely modeled after theirs. I linked both of their channels down there in the description if you want to check them out. And that's more or less it for this video. Since YouTube is a very, very strange platform, and they do not really reward me for videos under 10 minutes of length, I'm going to cut to some really good Blackout gameplay that I just haven't been able to share anywhere else in any context, so I get that little ad revenue. Watch it and enjoy the gameplay if you want to. If not, no worries. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.